we're very happy and excited to work with with the client. I think that the client, what they ask for is very high quality and it's not very easy to deliver. The concept from the hotel can be used within the residential, and the concept for high-end residential can also be used in high-end hotels. The difference is like this. If you go to a high-end hotel, sometimes you may not like the design, but it's okay because you only stay for 1 or 2 nights. But in the residential, everything is personal. When we design a hotel, it's not for a particular person, it's for a group of people. But when we design a house, it has to be very personalized. So therefore, designing the house is maybe 100 times more difficult.
A hotel space is essentially a curated environment where the designer is trying to create a specific ambience that gives the hotel guest a controlled sense. But you've got to have that ability for me to get my personality across, I believe. Everybody has a personality and they usually carry it with them.
We know that Taichung is kind of like a gateway into like Sun Moon Lake and the mountain areas. So for us, we thought that Taichung was the perfect example of the gateway into nature. So that's why we thought about super nature. That's why we linked the location of Taichung with something that is the most kind of wonderful example of nature on the island. All of the concept is something that happens in nature that is kind of like short-lived. The aurora, the glacial cave, the supermoon, and the bioluminescent. We're trying to, in a small part, represent these kind of phenomenon in nature within the space.
And also looking at, Taichung's 7th redevelopment program, it became more obvious that a cosmopolitan or global approach was required. And so we were looking for cities that had touch points with Taichung itself. So strong culture, historic, artistic backgrounds, yet each of these identities needed to have a unique DNA. So if we talk about the 4 identities, we had New York, the DNA for this, big, bold, fun, brash. London, close to my heart, of course. The unique qualities, that quintessential Englishness that we saw as it's almost like a paradox of the city. Paris, a juxtaposition to London and New York. City of romance, city of light, steeped in history and culture. Tokyo, something a little bit closer to home here. A city of pure contrasts. Tradition, religion, temples offset against some of the world's most avant-garde architecture. That's when we look at the city with an outsider's eye. We think that the 7th redevelopment zone is an amazing development. It's obviously made a huge difference to the city overall. This amalgamation of business, retail, high-end residential, all set within these, this fantastic street architecture that you have, with this extensive landscape and the open parklands. It makes for a very, very desirable location anywhere, not just in Taiwan, globally. It's a fantastic development. We think it has huge potential.
We feel that the location of the city, Taichung, is kind of a gateway into the most beautiful and special natural region of Taiwan. And the fact that it's a new city, it means that the city planning is very modern and maybe it's more suitable for the young generation, new families of today.
So I think it's stunning. I think Taichung has such potential, and I think that high wealth development is hopefully just going to add to that.
I hope that there are